Oh, a little bit of a hesitation there mid down the order. Not quite sure who that was, but off and into the lead has gone Henry Hales, followed by Ollie West. Ollie, easy to pick out with that bright green helmet. The field of mighty Bambinos on up the Dragon Straight, up the hill now towards Spoon. They'll appear over the brow in great order. Look at that, absolutely glued together. 4 carts there.
Fantastic camera work as well. I have to say, to show, when we say about drafting and slipstreaming and resting your nose on the front bumper of the cart, or the rear bumper of the cart in front, that's what we mean. Here's Felix
Tandy.
Oh, well, I mean, you know, he said, right, well, I got pushed onto the grass earlier, so the grass is okay there. I'll just use a bit of it to, create my own line. Yeah, so
has he let him back through as well? I'm sorry, mate. I'm going to let you back through, and I'm going to have another go at that.
Yeah, possibly. Well, I'm not sure.
He looked across at him, and he I
think he said, well, maybe thinks that was probably a little bit over enthusiastic, and to avoid, incurring the wrath of those in charge. We got a battle for the lead. Change of lead. That's Ralph Martin.
He's on. He's had him on the grass. No. He's had Hales onto the grass there. Ollie West moving across to the right, and that's allowed Tandy up to second. Hales drops to fourth. Tandy, and who's that going through into the lead?
Ralph Martin.
Is it? Is that who that is?
Ralph Martin takes the lead in the number 32 cart.
Unbelievable.
Tandy second, West third. And, aggression is one thing, but if there is a cart alongside you, I mean, luckily these carts aren't, that Henry Hales is fine there, but he's back to 5th position now because the first of the carts with the red bumpers, the red rear bumper. Oh, there's a move.
Yeah, for the lead.
What a move.
Tandy holds the inside line through Devil's Elbow. They're side by side into the compression, and Tandy will come out in the lead. Ralph Martin now second, Ollie West right on his bumper, and it is Henry Hales who gets back and resumes in 4th. Still 8 minutes to go. So still a lot of racing from these mighty Bambinos. Here they go then. Look at little Felix getting his head down there. He knows. Oh, and there the slipstream comes into play from 1st to 3rd. His dad will be proud when I say it's a NASCAR race this. Yep. It really is a slipstreamer. Absolutely awesome as Ollie West back into the lead and ahead of Ralph Martin once again.
I mean, the motor-based performance and British Touring Car Champion Ash Sutton will be quite upset with us because all we said is, the Napa sponsorship, it looks like a NASCAR, forgetting that it's there's a large team in British Touring Cars with the same thing, but no, it's NASCAR. He's a Chase Elliott fan, and that's that.
Yeah, absolutely. Here he goes, Felix Tandy back up to 3rd ahead of Ralph Martin. He did that to Ralph Martin the previous lap, but that was for 1st. This time it's for 2nd. Little bit of encouragement on the back of Felix Tandy there, unavoidable. And likewise, a little bit of encouragement from Felix Tandy on Ollie West as they go, absolutely attached to one another.
Yep,
it's a 4-cart train up the Dragon Straight towards Spoon. They'll appear, they'll pop up over the brow of the hill.
I mean, these are electric. Is there such a thing as kinetic magnetism?
That might be what we're seeing here.
Yes.
We'll stay with that angle there. It's a great angle as we see them come into the braking area and go side by side and then sort themselves out as they come down the hill towards the carousel. We're inside of 6.5 minutes. Ollie West, Felix Tandy, Ralph Martin. We've dropped Henry Hales slightly. I say slightly, maybe 2 cart lengths at most. And this is where we've been swapping position. We're not really supposed to be doing that at this part of Gleneagles, but we are. And that's a coming together. That's a coming together of Ollie West and Felix Tandy. Ollie West is still in the lead. Ralph Martin second. Felix Tandy recovers to 3rd. Gathers his composure and hangs on to that. Henry Hales all over the rear bumper, though.
Yeah, all 3 of them were sideways coming down through Devil's Elbow there, and all 3 of them caught the power slide. Now Henry Hales is trying to work with Felix Tandy. And, Ollie West, he does have to be careful. You've got to be aggressive and you've got to defend your position, but occasionally you've got to realise, okay, I'm going to be passed here. I've lost this corner. No racing driver wants to be overtaken, but there are occasions where you have to concede.
I think it's something you were saying earlier about the lack of periphery under the edge of 12, did you say?
It's 12 to 13 is when a human being...
When the periphery comes.
The peripheral vision is completed, as it were.
No mirrors on a kart.
Nope.
And so,
and you've got no engine noise.
And yes, absolutely.
To signify where your rivals are.
That's a good point. So unless you're fully alongside, you're not going to appear in the peripheral vision of any driver, and even more so at the age of 7.
Yes. But 6 of them at the front. Now, Oliver Woodall is the first of the drivers. The red flicks on the back of his rear bumper. Heath Smith is the second of those drivers. Jack Harper runs 7th. Then Jensen, James Williams, Junior Wright, Ava Garrett's your top 10. All 20 starters still running, with Arthur Barth and Arthur Thompson at the back of the field. Yeah,
there's no attrition without a petrol engine, I suppose, is the thing. The battery's fully charged and are good for all day. Yep, not enough space there to go through. Ollie West still leading. Ralph Martin second.
Just testing the structural rigidity of their side pods there.
I think it worked.
Yes.
I think it worked. Felix Tandy just eager to get back on terms with the leaders, and I think he is there. Out of the compression, into the final turn then. It'll be 6 laps completed. West leading, Martin second, Felix Tandy now on the rear bumper of Ralph Martin, and Felix doesn't hang about, does he? He's already kind of forming a personality on track, and the personality of Felix Tandy is he doesn't hang about.
Catch them, pass them.
Catch them, pass them. Simple as.
Yes. It's and the other drivers will start to learn this as well, and every driver is different. And as the more these youngsters race around each other, they'll realise, okay, this driver I know will sit behind me and work with me. This driver, I know that he or she will try and go right past me. So maybe I will learn to try and just follow this driver instead of defending halfway through a race.
Well, bizarrely, these 3 youngsters are proving me wrong by just sitting with each other. We've seen them trip over one another at this part of the track there, Devil's Elbow. Now we go. That's the compression.
That's compression.
That's where Felix kind of finds himself out of position, sort of.
Yeah, that was a wrong line through there.
Yes,
it's cost him a little bit, but he's going to get it back. He's going to get that back. So watch this.
Watch the toe.
Watch the toe now. By the time they get to Spoon Curve, they're going to be absolutely nose to tail, the 3 of them.
That's incredible. You can actually see the toe working there, and Felix Tandy just drawing up behind Ralph Martin there. It's the green helmet there you see of Ollie West. Into Spoon. You know what? They've learned a big lesson, haven't they, in the early stages? However, we've got the 2-minute mark coming up.
Now, in American sports, you have the 2-minute warning, which is usually when they stop the game to have a TV commercial.
Yeah,
I'm a great proponent after this weekend. 2-minute warning. Let's all have a little quick break just for the commentators.
Yes, to catch our breath.
Yes.
3 karts, first, second and third, together now through the final stages of the lap. They've got a left-hander to take, and then it's sweeping downhill, off camber through the final turn. And then underneath us, they're inside of 2 minutes now, 1 minute 45.
Yep.
And Ralph Martin, who sat on the rear bumper of Ollie West, showing great patience, is now perhaps beginning to think of when he's going to challenge.
But you know what they say about patience? It always wears out eventually.
I thought you were going to say it's a virtue.
Well, it is. It is a virtue, but in karting, patience wears thin. The closer to home you get, and by home I mean that checkered flag, not your driveway at the end of the motorway.
Well, these 2 working together, as they will do going forward into cadet, whether that's Honda engined or Rotax engined cadets, needing to learn how to work together and use the airflow. Felix Tandy draws back up once more onto the rear bumper of Ralph Martin, into the compression. It'll be 9 laps completed. This is the longest race these youngsters have had all weekend. And here we go. We are inside the final minute, which means for these karts, we are into the penultimate lap.
Yep.
So 1 more lap after this one.
And they've done an excellent job. They pulled away from Henry Hales in 4th, from Heath Smith in 5th, and Oliver Woodall in 6th. It's going to come down to these 3. These are your 3 potential podium drivers. What we don't know is which step each of them will get on. And this is assuming they all get home, and I hope they do, and they suggest they won't. But it's a case of you've got your 3 podium drivers there on screen, But
Yeah.
anyone's guess as to which order they will climb onto the podium.
And here we've got a variation of an opinion regarding line through turn 6 and 7 into Devil's Elbow. There's still line astern. Nobody moving out. And here we go. That was the side-by-side action. Felix Tandy through the compression and into second. Ralph Martin made the move and it didn't come off. And Felix Tandy pounced. He's into second going into the final lap. Ollie West leading. Now then, can Felix Tandy pick up that toe from the leader? He does, and he's taking Ralph Martin with him. It's becoming intense. They're bumper to bumper quite literally together. Over the brow in a moment. Any moment now we'll see them appear over the brow. And into our view, here they come. Ollie West, Felix Tandy. They're breaking a little bit away from Ralph Martin. That's going to be useful going into the final stages of this last lap. Down the hill to the carousel. They'll go through. There's very little speed difference between the straight and this corner here at the carousel. It's a flat-out challenge. And now with the back marker appearing just in front of these three, is that going to be a factor?
Well, watch Tandy's sizing him up for a move there. There he goes. Felix Tandy into the race lead. Great stuff. Now can Ollie West fight back? One corner to go, Joe.
Into the final corner goes Felix Tandy. His timing was perfection. He claps his hands with both hands off the wheel. You're only 7. Get your hands on the wheel. Incredible. Oh, my God. I tell you now, Nick Tandy will be a blubbering wreck on that trackside.
Yes. The apple
does not
be a fall far from
blubbering
the tree.
wreck.
That was excellent.
That was... you know what? Round of applause. Not just for Felix Tandy for the win,
all three
but Ollie West, Ralph Martin, Henry Hills, Oliver Woodall, Heath Smith, Jensen James Williams, Jack Harper, Junior Wright, Etienne Gardner. There's your top 10 in the Mighty Bambinos.